What's up, good people? This Isaiah. And as we look at the tape, we're talking about Ewan here, Stellar Awakened, and just how busted this guy is as a character. My God, it's ridiculous. All right. With him being Stellar Awakened, so much so that he puts Yakumo's deletion ability to shame. It's that crazy, you know what I mean? And I'll explain what I mean in a bit, because most of you are probably like, what? But Yakumo's deletion? Come on now, that's a 5-hit thing. How is that being put to shame? It really is busted. Okay, so first things first, we're gonna go ahead and pop inside of Stellar here to just show what we got going for him. All right, we got this enhanced ability. You know, at battle start, you would, battle start in the front line, enter Vital Flame mode. User's physical damage increase based on max MP. So right away, we're thinking about things like having his MP be incredibly high. Although you're going to see real quickly why that's really not going to be an issue. Okay, so no issues there. This here, pretty standard, right? Stellar Burst Boost. This one here, effect activates with 2+ weapon allies. Now, I don't know exactly what the weapon allies mean. You know what I mean? In regards to him, because if I were to, and I believe I showcased this with, Sword, Shadow, Female, with, Minolka. I guess I could have picked anybody else. But this here says fire allies, and his basically says weapon allies. So I'm not entirely sure what the weapon allies mean. All right, no big deal, right? Anyway, stellar skill. All right, eruption. Okay, fire type blunt attack on a single enemy, double XL, which is cool. In Vital Flame, consume all but 1 HP. So this is more like your I'm gonna do this once at the end of battle kind of deal, right? If I only have like 1 hit left, right, I'll let Ewan take that hit. You don't have to, obviously. You just have to have other ways to bring his HP up to at least 8,820, or actually, because you're gonna be left with 1, so higher than 8,820. All right, so there's that. And basically, based on the amount of HP consumed, max times 50. If you consume that 8820, you'll do times 50 as far as damage goes. All right. After activation, you dispel Vital Flame. We're going to come back to that in a bit. Then, of course, in Stellar Burst, he can awaken a fire zone. He gets all his HP back, gets rid of all the statuses and debuffs. All right. So there's that. Now, this Vital Flame business is why I say, like, his damage output is nuts. All right. Because if I were to go inside his skills here, and we just pay attention to, say, like these skills that would leverage Vital Flame, because his regular abilities do actually leverage Vital Flame now. All right, so I'm going to just scroll down here. As we can see, Destruction, first skill. Okay. Blunt attack on single enemy, XL, which is cool. Uses power and speed, up 50%, 3 turns. Party weapon type attack, type damage, up 50%, 3 turns. However, in Vital Flame, which will be in at the start of battle, all right, user takes 50% of current HP as damage and buff effect increase times 2. Okay. So there's that. So basically he gives himself, what, if we just say if it is a times 2, then it's just 100% across the board for power and speed. You know what I mean? So, not bad. Or actually it says buff effect, so it doesn't just say user buff effect, so everybody gets times 100, which is great for first turn, right? Moving on. Okay. He has the ability to set pain, which is cool with fire smash. All right, and we're looking for, I have shock flame here and I don't need that. Lava impact, there we go. Lava impact. All right, fire type blunt attack on a single enemy times 4. All right, so just 4 hits, right? Typical stuff, nothing too crazy. All right, in physical resistance down 50%, 3 turns, max stack times 3, and that's not what I wanted to do. Scroll back down the list. And uses fire type attack plus 50%. Okay, 3 turns, max stack times 3. All right. But then back to this vital flame business. All right. User takes 20% of current HP, has damage, and strength increase based on the amount of HP consumed, times 15, with, was that greater than 1680 in HP consumed, and attack again until user's HP is below 50%, max 3 times. So if we're doing the math here, all right, the first hit is going to do 4, the next hit is going to do 4, and then the next hit is going to do 4, okay? So, yeah, that's what, 12 hits? You know, obviously not like a Yakumo's deletion where it's just one after another, okay? Where it's actually like a noticeable thing. You know, like with Yakumo, he has that 5 hit, and it's like, okay, 1, 2, like we see it. With this lava impact, at least with this ability, and this vital flame buff, it's nuts. Like, you'll hit once, the first hit is going to do 4. Then you'll hit again, it's going to do 4. And then again, it's going to do 4, all right? And that's in vital flame, okay? So, putting him to use here, this is just something I just threw together because I was trying to favorite the weapons, all right? As you can see, I have my Daybreak hammer there. I have my Daybreak bracelet here. I have the HP badge, which I don't have favorited, but I have all the other stuff like opening day badge here to give someone in, say, like the back row. Okay, my experience badges, all 50%. Okay. Rasta, which I've done some for, Power of Agony in this case. Mainly I'm going to be doing the Power of Agonies, right? So they're just like front and center, so I don't have to scroll down to get them. All right. So anyway, that's what we have on them here. And then the team I have them with, like I said, this is not a damage test or anything like that at all. I got to keep throwing that out there, really. This is just a testing, you know what I mean? Where it's just like, okay, we have Phil Lily, right? Because I believe I used her in my Minalka video. If I didn't, I'll have to double check. It's only been 24 hours, and I'm already forgetting the characters I've used. You know what I mean? But Yifa here, she's a hammer user, actually. And I guess I can give her... no, I'll just use a different hammer user. Okay. It doesn't have to be Shadow. We'll go with May, because why not? And we should give her Rasta to hold. Look at that. Power of Pains are all at the top, which is awesome. He's a hammer user. Okay, Daisy's holding stuff. Alright, cool. I guess we'll go for Daisy then.
If you want me to go, sure, I'll go.
Is she saying I'll go or I'll go? Like, because you know, I forget who it was. It may be Daisy who like says all those names wrong. You know what I mean? Anyway, so yeah, this here's just a test. We have Ukochi in the back because, you know, they replenish HP. All right. And then of course we have Tetra here to further replenish HP because why not? This is the Stellar Awaken version or the another style version of Tetra here. All right. Anyway, and I got to do this here. The door with Titan Village, cities at the cutting edge, Elzion, and okay, that's in the future. Got it. Tomes, go to our punching bag here. Which, by the way, I had questions. Who is this guy? Well, no, not him. There's somebody else. Was it here? I think so. Right? So if you go to the chateau, haunted chateau, where is that? As in, like, because it's in the future, right? What was that haunted chateau? Like, what came before that? Like, what was in the present, and then what was in the past? You know what I mean? Like, I made the connection between Snakebone Island and Wormrest Isle, right, during one of David's live streams. So that's why I'm like thinking about it. I'm like, okay, wait, haunted chateau. What is this really? You know what I mean? And then things like, okay, what happened to the Beast King's castle, for example, is another one. Things like that. Anyway. And I'm just thinking as far as like time goes, you know what I mean? Like in the present, we have Beast King's castle, but in the future, what happened to his castle? You know what I mean? I'm sure everything's above the surface, all right? But then the things that are still below the surface, like, okay, what's going on here? You know what I mean? Considering that there's beasts that live there, it could be like that castle area. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Could still be down there. Anyway, so he's currently in his Vital Flame mode here. Give himself singular focus, which is cool, I guess. All right. And I'm just use Destruction. I'll go ahead and give him a buff, because why not? And I'll use Faith on him as well, because I don't know if he's going to get this Vital Flame back. And as you can see, he's like on fire. You know what I mean? So I guess really what we're testing is if he gets that fire back, right? Because the passage says you need to have at least 3 plus shadow allies, right? I don't know if it's 3 in total, or you need to have an entire shadow team. I don't know. If I had to guess, I'm assuming 3 is fine. You know what I mean? So we'll see.
Blessings upon you.
Alright, so now he's at 20,000 HP. Okay. And I'm gonna just go ahead and use the buffing ability, and I'm gonna just switch to lava in, huh? Show you guys what I mean. Alright, so it's 3. He's basically doing skill 3 times. But each time, it's like, again, those 4 hits. You know, one after another.
There.
Pretty simple to use, to be honest with you. Right? Very simple. I'm obviously not going for a damaged cat kind of deal here. I was just curious to see, because as you can see, he still has the Vital Flame. I can get rid of it by using Eruption here. Took all his HP. Back in Vital Flame, and back at 15,000 HP. You see what I'm saying? The reason why I have these characters here so they don't do damage. You know what I mean? Mainly buffing, or just doing something that doesn't impact anything. So, that's Ewan in a nutshell. Man, he survived that? Okay. And there's several different ways to build around Ewan as well. Like, you don't have to use this particular squad. You can go full shadow if you wanted to. In fact, you can... I would say you could probably bring in Minolka, but earlier, I should say yesterday, like I mentioned before, when I was testing these users, and I did an AF, I froze the game. I don't know if I'll be able to repeat it though. Come on now. Sort by shadow, so I can easily find her. This is Sword, there she is, okay.
You're gonna let me do what I want, right?
I beg your pardon. Okay. And we'll come over here.
See the power of synth humans.
Okay.
And we're gonna just do what I did earlier. Instruction. We can use outrage here. Yeah, why not? Wow, I'm expecting him to die.
That all you got? Got ya.
Wow. Wasn't expecting him to die. It's cool. I'm not really complaining about it. It's clearly an RNG fight. I would try somebody else, but the odds of them dying as soon as the fight starts, a little too high. You know what I'm saying? Down spot. You won't even get a turn. Let's see. Haven't done that. Mythos. What do we have here? Cool.
I'm okay.
Back to outrage here. Same deal I did earlier.
See ya!
And then we'll use lava impact.
This is the end.
Wow, that ended a little too quickly. Okay. Why was I expecting like 5 turns? Unless I just never did the challenge fight. Oh no, that was very hard. Okay, that makes sense. I don't have the challenge fights because I didn't have Clark in the party. Well, let me go ahead and fix that. Let's input Clark in the party. Where are you? There you go. Do this again, right? Again, this isn't really meant to be a damage test or anything like that, but just showing he's very simple to use. He's like CL Alter, believe it or not. 2 skills, really? You give him destruction because he starts to fight in Vital Flame. Okay, and then pretty much after that, you can just use his Lava Impact skill. You know what I mean? So.
Got ya! Got ya!
See ya!
I could probably do this fight with a Clark-based team. Come up with some team comps for me. Lava Impact. I mean, the fight's over.
Consider this mercy.
So. But yeah, as far as like comparisons go, like I mentioned before, in my opinion, this Lava Impact skill with the Vital Flame is definitely going to be the ability to use inside of another force, and the damage output, like I mentioned before, easily outpaces what Yakumo can actually do. I mean, because if you got Yakumo to damage cap, he's going to hit the damage cap 5 times, all right? Versus, say, Ewan here, if you got him to hit the damage cap for each and every single one of those hits, you know what I mean? Clearly, damage potential there is going to be ridiculous, because if it's like 4 hits, the damage cap is 2.7 billion in damage, right? So you just multiply that by the 12 hits you're going to do, you know what I mean? And easily the damage compared to Yakumo it's pretty night and day, you know what I mean? You're looking at about 10 billion with Yakumo's deletion ability, and I'm only thinking about deletion because I was just looking at Yakumo. But as far as match teams go, but yeah, you got 10 billion, and then the 12 hits, that's what, 24 billion, give or take, probably a little bit more, probably 25, which is insane, really. And that's, again, like I said, if you got each of those 4 hits to do the damage cap, and not just say like one of them, you know what I mean? Or even 2 of them, you know? So yeah, his potential is incredibly high. Okay, definitely incredibly high. There's probably other ways to get his HP back without relying on, say, a Tetra or a Ukwaji, right? So there's probably like a badge that I'm just not using. let's see here. If there is a badge, I can even further increase his damage too. Let's see. What badges do we have here? Life Spring. Well, Life Spring could, let me see here. 1,000? Well, I guess no. Not Life Spring. I wonder if there's any self-healing badges. Probably not. Or badges that give like a, yeah, there we go. Change area heal badge, but I don't know how much I would heal for. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's pretty much it for Ewan here. It's interesting that they released 2 fire units, or Stellar Awaken 2 fire units, like back to back. You know what I mean? The only thing that you can't do is you can't pierce barrier with him, but you can easily give him barrier pierce by using any character that gives people the ability to pierce barriers. You know what I mean? So I don't think that'd even be a problem. You know, because I mean, think about that. Like, okay, oh, you got a barrier up? Okay, bet. Ewan, do your thing. You know what I mean? And it's just piercing barriers left and right. You know, so, but yeah, in my opinion, Ewan here, definitely up there as far as damage goes. You may want to bring a tank, like, unless of course you're trying to end the fight quickly, you know what I mean? Then by all means, no tank needed, but you might want to bring one, with him. If he could work as well, I mean, obviously, because she can like revive characters and whatnot, but if he can definitely work, but definitely bring some kind of tank. Minolka works, obviously. But again, the drawback with having Minolka in the party is that you get the reduction in HP each turn. You know what I mean? Iffy as well. I mean, Iffy, when you use like your skills, you would actually take, you know, some of your HP there. So maybe not even Iffy, maybe like an Alma, or who else would function as a tank? Who has to guard Galliard even? He's not a fire unit, but you can bring him. You know, he can dodge attacks. You know what I mean? So these are just ideas that I'm dishing out here on ways you can actually use the character. All right. Like I said, very interesting that this version of him got Stellar Awaken and not, you know, the badass version of him. You know what I mean? But regardless, you know, it's a pretty interesting choice here. You know what I mean? So other than that, that's pretty much all I got for this one. I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here, and I will talk to you all later.